If you're having a hard time getting your hormones under control or dealing with all of your stress levels, if your cortisol is going haywire, then you might want to consider what your blood sugar levels are doing throughout the day. There's a really strong feedback mechanism between your blood sugar levels and your stress hormones, and your nervous system is really strongly implicated in the balance of everything that's going on. So let's do a little bit of blood sugar level biochemistry. Some major players with your blood sugar levels are your pancreas and your liver. So if we call this guy the pancreas and this guy your liver, anatomically correct, of course, then let's talk about what the feedback mechanisms are. So say we have some sugar come into our body, that we've eaten some food, our body's broken it down into sugar. The pancreas will make insulin, and that will turn that into energy for our cells, and then it will also send it to our liver. We've got our insulin, and then that takes that as energy into our liver to be stored, and then it might also then take that into energy for our cells. So down here, active energy. But what happens if our blood sugar levels are too low and we haven't eaten anything? Well, the pancreas will also make something called glucagon. Glucagon sends a message to the liver to activate those energy cells and take it out to be used in the body as energy. But what can sometimes happen is that we can become a little bit blunted with glucagon because our stress levels, our nervous system is out of balance. And this can cause some big issues with other sorts of hormones that this is all affecting as well. So if our blood sugar levels cannot stabilize themselves because we've got dysautonomia, because we've been chronically stressed, and our bodies don't sense that we are in a safe environment where we have plenty of fuel throughout the day, then it's going to be causing issues with stress. So stress is cortisol, which in normal amounts is really beneficial, but in too high amounts it causes issues with our reproductive hormones and our inflammation and our immune system and a lot more. So if our blood sugar levels are too high, then the insulin comes out and puts that into the cells ideally, and then it takes it to its stores, which is glycogen. And then if our blood sugar levels are too low, then it activates the glucagon to take that glycogen and then put it into our cells. So if you've been feeling stressed and burnt out and your hormones are all over the place, then you need to be looking at keeping your blood sugar levels stable. So some tips for that is to make sure that you're eating appropriately in the morning. If you're starting your blood sugars out empty, if you're not having enough breakfast, or you're just starting with a coffee, then your blood sugar levels are going to flatline for the rest of the day, causing your body to make more of that stress hormone. Because that stress hormone is what then triggers the rest of that response. If your blood sugar levels are too low, then you're going to be making more stress hormones, which will be what's promoting that glucagon to activate the energy stores out of the liver. But what can happen when that's happening too often? Eventually it can become blunted, and then you don't get that appropriate response from stress where you don't get the energy release. So you're left up feeling chronically fatigued and your body doesn't feel safe. Your body needs an even level of blood sugar levels happening all the time. No, not too many highs, not too many lows, just a nice, easy, straight line, and then it will feel safe. And then your hormones and your stress response will come under a lot better. This is really relevant for anyone who's trying to conceive, who's trying to get their hormones more regular, their cycles more regular, and especially relevant for those who are going through perimenopause and menopause beyond as well, because your blood sugar levels affect all your other hormones. I talk about this a lot more in my Beat Burnout program. If you want to learn more, then you can join the program and you get so much information, dietary information and tips, and more education about how this is actually happening. And read the caption for 3 more tips on how to keep your blood sugar levels stable.